It's Johnny Two-Face here, back with another reaction video. This time I'm reacting to r/Murderedbywords Get On My Level by MK. Now this is a section of move out there. This is a section of MK I haven't reacted or seen in a while, and so if you know, for those who don't know what that means, this subreddit means, it basically means someone tries to claim to be witty and then gets a witty comeback or some sort of revenge, but you'll have to be the judge of that. So not much more I can add apart from, you know, it's nice to see and react to MK again, because their content is amazing when looking at subreddits, no matter what the subject, and the narration, whether it be Damien, Robin, Jack or Lexi, their commentary to me always adds to it for the most part. So yeah, the link to the original video will be in the description down below. Please go and subscribe to MK and check out their channel and support all their socials. And yeah, there's not much more I can add, so let's get this up on screen and see what happens here. And here we go.
Am I the only one that doesn't like to see a lady's pant liners?
Oh,
this wardrobe
boo-hoo.
malfunction is a turnoff for me. What if turning you on isn't every woman's goal?
Yes. Oh my god. At the end of the day, it's your own individual vision of beauty. Oh, some people, it just reminds me how people love to complain about the stupidest of things. That doesn't turn you on, fine. You don't have to make a big deal out of it. But of course, they're gonna, even whoever said this saw this and they'll just ignore it anyway. Because fucking idiots. Got sad, pathetic lives. But that's just me. Whoever listens to my opinion.
Goal. Yeah, no one asked for your opinion on anyone's fashion whatsoever. No one on earth could care less. They actually cannot care any less than they do about your opinion of anyone else. You're a loser. What are British comedies? Love Island? If you want a good British comedy, look up the title of your favorite US show and type UK after. You'll be able to watch the funnier original. I mean, 9 times out of 10.
Yep. Oh, I don't see the point in Love Island. It's basically for single people, and if you go on there as a couple, they'll set you up. By the looks of it, they'll set you up so your relationship ends. I just really do not get why Love Island. So that's why if it is on TV, it's either turned off or on mute. Don't get me wrong, 9 times out of 10, the ladies on there are absolutely stunning. But that's just me. I just don't see the point in Love Island. It's just like, it just seems, some of the things they show, and I've tried to get into it, but I just couldn't, because a lot of the material on Love Island is pretty much brain dead material. But hey ho, what do I know?
And that really is...
What do I know? I've been single for pretty much 9 years now. Because, this is not approachable by women for some reason. The only time they smile at me is if I look good on their dead on their barbecue. And a lot of women don't approach me unless they have to. But I'm used to that now, so...
is the case, but I feel like there were slight improvements.
Sorry for that stupid little rant, but hey ho, it's done.
On certain ones. Which ones? I'm not gonna tell you, because now it's started an argument. Oh boy. Should we tell Netflix how this ends? Netflix plans to open brick-and-mortar locations. I'm sure they do. Nigerian men are actually more stingy than... Okay, you must have begged across countries to figure this out. I celebrate you. You know what I celebrate? All the new merch over at mkshop.com. Ryanair, oh boy. I'll bring my own stairs next time. Bring your own plane next time, too.
Wow.
Isn't this the company where the dude said that if he could, he would get rid of all the... all the seats and charge everyone like $1? What are your best MD shows up on scene moments? I have...
Sorry, go back a bit. I don't know, because I don't come from a family who can afford to go abroad 5 times a year, like most people.
$1? What are your best MD shows?
And no, I've never been abroad. I was kind of hoping to. I would have by now, since I was in my mid-30s. But I don't come from a family with lots of moolah, or can afford a mortgage to go abroad. And at the moment, I can't afford a passport.
Up on scene moments. I have 2. My partner was part-time from another service and is known for controlling his scene. We have a mass casualty MVC, and I was in one car treating, waiting for extrication, and a gloved hand touched my shoulder. I said, "Don't you ever touch me with a glove." "Oh, hey Doug," it was my medical director. He said, "Do you need help?" I said, "No, I'm good, but check on my boy that's intubating that guy next to the transmission in the road." "What?" "Hey, T, this is so weird to read. I'm sending you our medical director." He's like, "Thanks for the warning. I would have cussed him." Same intersection, multiple patients, and question gets asked, "Who was that lady helping everyone?" Well, she was the chief of emergency medicine at the nearest hospital on her way to an anniversary dinner with her husband, and now she's in the back of an ambulance because your husband's dumbass doesn't know how to yield. I feel like I should take a screenshot of this story and post it in this subreddit. I have no idea what's going on. Decriminalize all drugs? So when a violent crime is committed by someone high on drugs, for instance, driving high in vehicular homicide occurs, or going into a violent rage while on the law has its hands tied and the victim of the crime has less rights than a drug user? What? Where'd you get that from? Exactly. When they legalized alcohol, we literally stopped arresting people for driving drunk. You can actually kill someone while drunk and they can't even arrest you. Just say, alcohol is legal, and they have to let you go. Climate change denier.
That's always going to be a catch-22 situation. I mean, if some of these drugs, not all of them, if some of them were legalized, then they'd probably would work some better than some of the medicines that the big pharmacy companies are chucking out. But of course, they can't have that, because or else they'll lose a profit. Of course, they'll slander, some of the Class A drugs that can actually be better than some of the synthetic medicines they're pushing out. Of course, they're going to smear it. But I can understand about alcohol, but at the end of the day, you kind of got to learn to control yourself. And definitely do not drive or operate anything that's life-threatening. It's just common sense. It shouldn't really need to be said, really. But unfortunately, it has to be. Oh, stop it. Does that every time.
Gets demolished. Oh, I bet. Remember when they spent years telling us to panic over the hole in the ozone layer and then suddenly Oh, yeah. I've seen this one before. What happened is scientists discovered chlorofluorocarbons, I hope I'm saying that one right, were bad for the ozone. Countries believed them. The Montreal Protocol was signed and CFC use fell by 99.7%, leading to the stabilization of the ozone layer. Perhaps the greatest example of global cooperation in history.
I think for the future, instead of vehicles going all electric, two of the things that will be the most practical, either hydrogen, which powers an electric motor, and the only vapor you'll get out of the exhaust is water. Or, better yet, synthetic fuels. That's the real practical use of the future, not all electric vehicles. Because for one, you can't even recycle lithium batteries. Or you can't really... You'll be lucky if you can recycle any battery apart from car batteries. But it's just like... I've got nothing against people who drive electric cars, but I just don't I just got... Okay, maybe the ones that got a superiority complex. Going, oh, I'm better than you because I drive all electric. I thought, I don't fucking care. I don't want one. Unless I'm really forced, I'm not getting one. At the end of the day, it's not practical in the long run, in my opinion. In my opinion, the most practical options are hydrogen or synthetic fuels. End of discussion. And for those who are going to come at me for that, this is for you. Bye-bye. Sorry.
Oh, man.
Weird tangent, but... just
I know Matt can kind of read, but if he did get around to reading this response, I'm sure that his reaction would have been, yeah, you're wrong, though. That's not real. I see the trans profile pic. OP really thought real life was Reddit. Holy crap. Looking at your comment history, you're the most desperate, fragile individual I have seen on this app. You're so obviously in pain. Even the slightest hint of criticism sends you into a rage spiral. It's not a loop, it's a spiral. Every opinion you express is always the most hyperbolic, cartoonishly spiteful version of your position you could possibly come up with. Millions of people go through what you go through every day, and the majority of them still manage to act like halfway decent people. Wouldn't it be nice to have people actually want to be around you? It's not beyond your ability to make that happen. Oh, great. Love seeing that.
Unless they look at someone like me.
Face again. Yesterday, I went undercover at Kent State to ask students what they think about the Kent State gun girl. Surprisingly, no one recognized me until I took the glasses off. You're not undercover if no one knows who you are in the first place.
Yeah,
and I distinctly remember, I think it was in the video, where she took off her disguise, and they still had no idea who the f*** she was, because no one gives a rat's ass. No one ever did. What's Fortnite? Call me on the telephone. I'll give you a million reasons to play, you and I. Who are you?
Wow.
I mean, hey, look. The man answered, Gaga, or Stephanie. I don't know how you really prefer to be addressed. Is that the right term here? Nepo baby McCain gets schooled by Georgetown professor. I'm shocked you were admitted. You're a professor at Georgetown? LOL. What pieces of shit are in higher education teaching our kids right now? It's so hideous it's actually insane. Yes. Wow. I've written several well-regarded books, none of them piggybacking on my parents. I went through something called a job search, and then something called a promotion review twice. All process is governed by what's called professional standards. Info available online. Ooh. Wow. You know how to find an atheist? They'll tell you. Yeah, those atheists wearing their atheist necklaces and atheist earrings and building gigantic atheist monuments and congregating to yell out loud about how much they love atheism. I do that. I do all of that. You don't go to atheist church? I mean, come on, man. Let me guess. The guy who responded here with this little blur.
Look. If you want to stick with a faith where it be Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism, Sikhism, even paganism... Oh, sorry. This one's gonna offend Christians. Gnosticism! So, hello Gnostics, hope you're doing well. No, oh, I'm gonna get roasted by a lot of Christians. At the end of the day... It's up to you whether you have a faith, but I just always say, please don't shove it down my throat, because I still think it's all about control. I can understand why people want to be in the faith, because, there is some good to it, but I think I just don't really want to be under the constraints of a faith where I have to restrict my life so much just to be pure with the faith, I mean, sorry, it's just like, when people say, I just laugh at people say, oh, to be a good person, you need to be either Christian or Muslim or Jewish or, I thought, no you don't. At the end of the day, there's no point in arguing what a good person should be. Just be one. But, look, if people want to be atheists, they be atheists. I'm not really a religious person, and even though I do try and keep an open mind, but I'm not, so I don't know if I actually qualify as atheist, but I do try and keep an open mind. But I'm just not a religious person that I'm not oh, what's the proper word? Like, stuck to a faith. I just love the freedom that I got. And at the end of the day, if you want to be on your faith, that's fine. Just please don't shove it down my throat, and just try and be a good person, and at least try and cast out your extremists, because that's the only thing that messes up each faith is the extremists. And I just can't be bothered with people saying, oh, I can't cast out this extremist because he's part of my faith. Cast them out, because at the end of the day, that'll be the downfall of whatever faith you have. But I don't want to go. I don't want to go on and on. So
an atheist? Apparently, OP doesn't have Google. Lazy posters are lazy, and your last post was asking for help finding a guitar within your $600 price range. So. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Yeah. On somebody for being too lazy to Google when what you need help with is the easiest thing you can Google. Islam's a lie. I'm an ex-Muslim. Jesus is the only way. Damn, what sect were you part of? All right, those are food dishes. Yeah, I'm not going to try and read them, but nice try. Girl looking like Greta Thunberg, so that kind of explains everything. Greta's desperately trying to move out of your head, but the rent is unbeatable, dude. Wow. Not only do masks reduce your O2 and increase your... Wow, I still can't believe that anybody in their right mind is saying anything this stupid still. These tweets are probably from a couple of years ago, but nonetheless, wow. Which makes you wheeze or gasp, but they also provide warm, damp breeding grounds for pathogens to breathe in. That will progressively make you ill. For those who...
For most people, they have what they call is a immune system. Sorry, some of these idiots that I've seen, that I read online, sometimes it makes my brain malfunction. It's probably why I'm struggling to remember what I used to learn, because these idiots are making my brain malfunction, so I gotta learn all what I have again.
Want more respiratory illnesses? Job done. Man, the amount of doctors and surgeons that die from using them is insane. Absolutely none of that is true. And your exact qualifications for stating that are a degree in medicine and fellowship of the Royal College of Anesthetists, for which I was examined in respiratory physiology and the mechanics of gas transfer. What are yours? I Googled, and then my uncle on Facebook told me. Taxation is theft and the military keeps us safe. Get over it. Did you just advocate for the military and denounce taxation in the same breath? Do you think the military runs on Dunkin'? That's what I always thought, man. $800 billion worth of Dunkin' every year. That's a lot of donuts. Does your door don't have... Wait, hold on. Let me try that one more time, because this is clearly written perfectly. Does your doors don't have locks? Does your English haveth good? You speak English because it's the only language you know. I speak English because it's the only language you know. We are not the same.
Wow. That is brilliant. Wow.
Hi there. Sorry for the delayed response. I wasn't feeling well. Let me know if you're interested in seeing me. I can do $1,000 to screw you raw outside the rest of the night. You seem like the type of guy that... All right. Oh my God. There's a lot more. You seem like the type of guy that drives an older Honda Civic slammed with the loud exhaust. Favorite movie is definitely Fight Club. You got a small handful of close friends that you've been friends with since elementary school. So they're constantly telling people, oh, that's just how he is. He's harmless. They're constantly apologizing for you everywhere you go, and none of your friends that are, Jesus, crop it better. And none of your friends that are in serious relationships can have you over anymore or hang out with you because you're such a douchebag. I have no idea what just transpired. Boys literally...
After trying to read that whole paragraph, I completely forgot.
Have zero excuses for not having communication skills, because I've seen y'all play video games together and you describe where you're at like it's life or death. That's because our teammates actually communicate back. It wouldn't work as well if we said, hey Jason, are you pinned down? And he responded with, don't worry about it, it's fine. You should have been over here anyways, but whatever, I'm not upset or anything. Right. Allah and Ram and Ram? Is it Ram? I don't care. Are comic book characters. They're not real. Dude, how can Allah be a comic book character if he isn't allowed to be drawn in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah. That made no sense. basically, as I said, I'm not a linguist, but even I know that Allah is Arab for God. So, and let me guess, I've got that wrong, and I'm going to be absolutely rinsed in the comments. But, hey, what's done is done.
Oh boy. CPI, ex-food, energy, shelter, and used car... Okay.
Huh?
The war on inflation is over. We won at very little cost. It's a good thing that we don't need food, energy, or shelter to live. I will never understand how humans are at the top of the food chain or ever be...
Well, I think that only subscribes to Americans because American has the guns. Sorry. I am so gonna get grilled. I'm so gonna get rinsed for that. Yeah, sometimes I don't understand how we're at the top of the food chain. But hey, we're still going, somehow.
Became the top of the food chain. Regardless of technology, we're pretty dumb and awful. The female mind, the beta mind, and the liberal mind are all the same. None of them can comprehend the levels of alpha male in this one photo. Every woman within 100 miles of this photo just covered her drink. Yeah, look.
Yeah. You ain't slick, guys. You ain't slick.
I'm the whitest guy I know, and even my cheeks don't turn bright red whenever I'm doing whatever this is. Taking a selfie? Come on.
I'm sorry, but how can they be alpha? They look like school kids.
Bumpkin, you don't need to be embarrassed. I think my favorite quote tweet for this, I do not know who said this, but if they're watching this video, you're a genius, where they said, I guarantee you if a balloon popped within 40 feet of this group of guys, at least 2 of them would scream. It might be circular, but all definitions are circular in a way, so I don't really care. If anything, the analytic side of defining truth is the less controversial one. What do you mean by circular? By circular, I mean circular. Okay, and what do you mean by circular? Like, you understand this is not clever, right? This is, what is that word? Sophistry or sophistry? What does that mean? I'm stupid. Because elements typically end in E.
I admit, because the amount of times that other people have made my brain malfunction, I think I'm losing over half my knowledge that I've got in my brain. So I have to remind myself.
American grammar rules are weird, he said, speaking American. It's called English, and it was created in Britain. What?
Wow.
Honey,
Yes, the English, the Americans, the Aussies, and the New Zealanders, and to extent the Irish, because there are 2 official languages, in order, Gaelic and English. I'm probably going to get rinsed for that, but hey. Yeah, the English that we speak, it was created because it's a mix of Celt, Old Norse, Germanic Anglo-Saxon, and Norman French. Without the Norman part, we'd be speaking Old English. I mean, I don't know about the other countries, but... And it's the most international language on the earth, as far as I'm aware.
You need to use my tweezers to find your... Oh, sweetheart. I'm a grown man with a beautiful wife and kids, so little insults have 0 effect on me. But if you'd ever like to send those tweezers over, I'd gladly pluck out a couple of pubes so you can sprinkle them on your head where your hairline used to be. Now, kindly crawl out of my DMs, you White Walker. Jeez, dude. Holy crap. Believe...
That went 0 to 1,000 in a hurry. Wow.
What you see, not what you're told, okay? I've been told you're a genius, but I've only ever seen you behave like a f***ing moron. Yeah? Dude? Oh, that fall from grace is beautiful. He's probably one of the most embarrassing people I've ever seen in my life. And I exist. I have to see myself in the mirror every day. If you Catholic mofos...
Okay, I haven't looked at much of what Elon Musk is doing, so... I don't know what fall from grace he has, apart from naming his child that stupid algebra equation, whatever the fuck that is. And apparently taking over Twitter, which is now X, apparently is a bad thing. Trust me, I don't go on X that much, so sometimes I forget why there's a good big portion of people that hate Elon Musk with a passion. Or a vendetta, whatever you want to call it.
Were really so interested in God's design, you develop a theological appreciation of beetle biology. We really just say anything on here, huh? British evolutionary biologist and geneticist J.B.S. Haldane quipped that if a god or divine being had created all living organisms on Earth, then the creator must have an inordinate fondness for beetles. Beetles, or all that fun stuff, account for a greater number of species than any other single group of living animal. Approximately 1 out of every 4 species on Earth is a beetle. Holy crap.
I definitely did not know that.
I don't even want to verify that. Even if that's bullshit, I'm just going to choose to believe it, you know? Willful ignorance. Lady Mandalorians have boob armor? Oh, come on. Seriously? You're right. Armor should totally be manufactured exclusively to fit a male body, and women should cram uncomfortably into it. Because denying your own body contours to achieve a male-inspired standard is somehow consistent with feminist ideals. Oh, it's Sarkis.
I can understand from a fictional standpoint that female breast armor is more practical, but in real life,
I don't even want to verify that. Even if that's bullshit, I'm just gonna come on, serious.
But in real life, women would wear pretty much the same armor as men because could you imagine if a woman had a big bust and part of the curvature in the metal had that sharp 90-degree point on the inside and her cleavage is rubbing against that sharp point? That's why in real life, as far as I remember reading and watching, that most even females wore armor that was made for men. It's nothing to do about, misogyny. It's about practicality. And I can understand for a lot of women it's not comfortable, but a lot of the time, this is boob armor, as they say, is really only good for fictional. In real life, they would have worn chest plates like men do, or they would have worn if they weren't wearing plate armor, they wear like scale or chainmail, just to go over the curvature of the bodies. I don't know why I turned that into an interpretive dance, but they would have worn something flexible, not like a solid cuirass, as it's called, a chest plate.
Obviously, you're right. Armor should totally be manufactured exclusively to fit a male body.
And it's not about denying your body contours either. It's, again, practicality and safety. Because, again, if you had the curves in the chest plate for a female, for her breasts, and it's got like that point inside, I mean, yeah, you can curve it out there, but I'm not an expert, but I think that kind of makes it a bit weaker. But again, in real life, in fictional, yeah, that'll work, but in real life, no. Because I've watched a few things about, like, armor, like, with armor like this work. But let's just carry
uncomfortably into it, because denying your own body contours to achieve a male-inspired standard is somehow consistent with feminist ideals. Oh, it's Sarkeesian. Okay, I haven't seen that name in a while. What's your address? I'm spending the night. 4351 Pasadena Avenue. That's the animal shelter. Yeah, they take in strays, not me.
Wow.
Okay. This one seems like it's going to be interesting. Got on the Glasgow subway at Byers Road to the south side, but I couldn't work out if I was going in the right direction. Never fear, there's a sign inside the coach. Only it's in Gaelic, and me, like 99% of the population, can't read or speak it. This advertisement is for a website relating to the Gaelic language and learning Gaelic. However, the original poster has chosen to crop this out. If I managed to get on the wrong train on the Glasgow subway, I would simply not criticize any decision anyone else had ever made for the rest of my life. Under an announcement of Nightshade, a software that's supposed to poison data sets used for generative AI. All right? You're trying to destroy the efforts of countless AI researchers and feeling smug about it. Blocking human progress. It's not human fucking progress. To benefit the individual, and you have the audacity to virtue signal. You're crying that somebody put hot sauce in the lunch you stole from the work fridge.
Wow.
Down with generative AI. Down with it. I don't care. I would love to see every major studio, gaming or not, go completely motherfucking bankrupt if they absolutely refuse to budge on AI replacing people. They want it to replace people. They don't want it to be a tool. They want it to replace the workers almost entirely, or to whatever extent they can.
Basically, every big company wants this. They want to replace human workers because you'll
as
understand.
Soon as possible, because it saves them 2 extra cents a year. Impressing stunt by Red Bull? Impressing? Nah, he had way too much clearance on that landing for it to be impressive these days. Not sure what the boat has to do with anything either. Brave words for someone who only tastes adrenaline when he grabs the last slice of pizza before anyone. Come on, how does that have a downvote? That's pathetic. How does that... so lame, dude. That is a cool stunt. I don't give a shit. But no, let's upvote that douchebag. Sure. Pretty sure our entire culture is heterophobic. Right. Yeah, I can't tell you how many people yell at my wife and I for holding hands. We hold it...
People who have got a pathetic existence, who can't be happy that other couples exist.
Together most days. But when our families kidnapped us and put us into a conversion camp, I just broke down and finally accepted into me the Trinity of God and the Holy Spirit. That's the dumbest comment I've ever read in my life. Our entire culture is heterophobic. People like this guy will do anything to feel...
It's very rare that you see someone heterophobic. That is very rare. I just really...
Or be oppressed. You are not. You are absolutely not. Straight people have never been oppressed at large. That's not how that works. That's never been the case. At least not over here in the U.S. But man, being anything but... Woo! Torture. Have you ever wondered why the Wikimedia Foundation wants so much money? It certainly isn't needed to operate Wikipedia. You can literally fit a copy of the entire text on your phone. So, what's the money for? Inquiring minds want to know. The Wikimedia Foundation is a charitable nonprofit providing free access to Wikipedia, while a text and English only...
Wow, Robin has definitely got it in for Elon Musk. I keep forgetting about that. He's really got it in for Elon Musk. I mean, again, I don't really keep up to date that much about Elon Musk, and someone might need to remind me why there's so much hate for Elon Musk, apart from what he named his son, and buying out Twitter and calling it X. Apart from that, I just don't understand why there's so many people that hate him, because I can't remember.
Only copy of Wikipedia is about 51 gigabytes, including all media and supported language, totals 428 terabytes. In 2022, Wikimedia had $154 million in revenue, with $145 million in expenses. Yeah, it's only one of the most valuable things we have ever created with the internet. It genuinely is. I consider Wikimedia and Wikipedia to be, well, at this point, a utility. It's something that we should all have a right to at this point. It really is. And I know there's a bunch of people out there, our teachers included, that say, it's a terrible source. Not the sources, though, because Wikipedia has to use sources. And I don't know, the people that are monitoring it are pretty good, honestly.
Yeah, because I heard people say, don't use Wikipedia for any or something like that. But, like, when you read it, I thought, who can really... You've got to really have all the time in the world to edit any of that. Who could be bothered to edit all that information? And again, like Robin just said, I'm pretty sure they use sources. And they cite and they give credit to where the sources are. So, yeah, what Robin just said.
You can change any page to something incredibly stupid, and then 14 microseconds later, some dude named Eurodipshit451 will have it completely erased and put back to what it was before you can take your next breath. It's insane. Elon, go actually f*** yourself, you freak. I'm so tired of your whiny bitch bullshit. ChatGPT.
Alright, calm down. Jeez.
GPT's performance over previous natural language machines is certainly not trivial, but it passing an MBA exam, among other assessments of those pages, is hardly a surprise or even a reason to catastrophize the situation in the way people have been doing for the last month or so. You are so misinformed and yet so confident. I'm an actual research scientist in AI, and I can tell you ChatGPT's performance is a staggering leap forward. Prior language models made very little progress on long-form question answering and understanding, even when trained on the exact data set the questions were drawn from. ChatGPT was trained on the entire internet and is able to not only understand complex questions, but give high-quality answers consistently. This is a massive step forward and unlocks entirely new industries. The methods they develop, fine-tuning, self-supervised language models, using reinforcement learning from human feedback alone are a huge deal. Just because you're contrarian doesn't mean you're right. Now, there's always going to be contrarians to everything. They don't mean anything. Reminder that acne doesn't make you ugly, a heart full of hate does. I'm sure I'd feel the same way if I was a skinny white girl with blue eyes and blonde hair.
Wow.
This girl...
What? Wow. Sorry,
posted a picture featuring her cystic acne uncovered, something that's extremely stigmatized, in order to make a statement and spread positivity. That's it. That's all she did. She didn't say she was the face of people with acne or act like she has it harder than other people. She shared a feature that I'm sure she's been shamed for and has struggled to love. She's literally 17 years old and you're 27. Stop being a d*** to kids when they haven't done anything wrong. Yeah, as someone that grew up...
Again, at the end of the day, it depends on your vision of beauty. At the end of the day, no one cares. If you find this woman beautiful, and she is beautiful, by the way, fine. That's my vision of beauty. It could be other people's vision of beauty. If that's not your vision of beauty, look somewhere else.
With really, really bad...
Some people are just pathetic.
Acne, and still to this day suffers from other things like eczema that shows up in really weird spots.
Oh, eczema. Yeah, I still got a little bit on my back. But because I've been using... Ever since I've been using soap from this company, Bear Bar. I'm not sponsored. I wish I was, because I don't know what that entails. Ever since using not this one, because this is a shampoo bar, but the long oblong ones are the soap bars, and they are so amazing. And it's got rid of, and it's pretty much made my eczema die right down for like at least 12 hours. And it's been better for my skin than other shower gels. So natural soaps are the way forward.
How about you go f*** yourself? Did you just compare sodomy to eating pork? This, theologically, is actually fine because all sin is equal in God's eyes. All of it's equal? Well, that doesn't make much sense. All of it's equal? Every single sin. It's just all under one umbrella. Okay, wait a minute. I murder my neighbor. Okay, sin. I eat the wrong type of food. Okay, no, I see how those are exactly the same thing. No, I get it. Yes, we did. They're both in the book, so who are you to choose which is better? Are you saying you're God? I mean, what if they did? Well, you don't get AIDS from eating pork. Nature trying to tell you something. Show me where AIDS is in the Bible. You can get AIDS from heterosex too, kid. She really be sliding. Wow. Like, really? What? Free Tory. Go visit him. None of that made any sense to me.
No.
I'll go when you go see your pops. I know it's been a long time. Actually, we own a law firm and an investment property business together. We tell each other we love each other regularly. When I was a kid, he taught me how to tie a tie, throw a a ball, think logically, etc. I saw him before he left for court this morning. We also win cases together. Yeah, I know it's been a long time.
Wow.
For a second there, I thought your dad was asleep. Looks like
he
he's
was
just
looking on his phone.
There is nothing toxic about your masculinity. Not natively or inherently, no. It's the mindset that you are better than all those women or these smaller men or everyone else because you got bigger boob muscles. If I say flat tire, that refers to a tire that is flat. It does not suggest that all tires are flat, but that there are tires which are flat and they should be dealt with. Saying toxic masculinity refers to a type of masculinity that is toxic. It does not suggest all masculinity is toxic. Men should be aware of the existence of toxic masculinity versus healthy masculinity, so they can see to be the kind of men, or seek to be the kind of men, who make people around them want to be better and serve the world.
Wow.
Yeah, toxic masculinity.
That's probably why Stoicism and philosophy exists. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't really argue what a good person should be. Just be one.
Masculinity is garbage. For instance, being told that as a man, if you cry, you're a or a bitch or worthless. I don't know. If you unironically believe.
Well, there's a bit of a controversy about that because there's a philosophical quote, an old Anglo-Saxon quote, says it says keep a firm hand on your emotions until circumstances are fully brought to light. So in a way, stuff like Stoicism, it's not getting rid of your emotions, it's being in control of your emotions. And at the end of the day, if you feel like you need to cry, cry. But if you feel like it's not the time to cry, that's up to you. That's why I prefer listening to Stoicism, because you don't have to take my word for it. There's loads of sources online, 3 channels I can recommend immediately. You can try to help you think what Stoicism and philosophy does, helps you think of life in a new and eye-opening way. Sometimes you don't have to. Sometimes all you have to do is listen to these words and just find somewhere, relax, stand, sit, or lie down and just watch the world go by, and then listen to those words. The way I do it is listen to those words in your head, and then you know that I would say 99% of those words are true. But again, it could be just a case of time and place. But anyway, let's just.
That you should probably smack your head into a mirror until you learn. How is a same-sex marriage consummated? It can't be consummated. Have you tried lube? A woman's intuition is never wrong. Way too many single mothers out there for this to be true.
Yep. Oh God, sorry. Oh, get that off screen.
We're finally bringing back the nuggets.
Oh, stop it. Sorry, I clicked on a big puffer video. And that'll do it. And sorry for that little tangent towards the end then. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like my reaction, please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next